Hi everybody, it's Belinda from Belinda's Book Nook, and I'm here today to share with you some potential reads for Mystery March, or March Mystery Reads. A lot of people are participating this year. Last year I did do it, but I think I only ended up reading one book, which is great for me because I'm such a slow reader. And I think I had leftover stuff from Black History Month that I was reading, so it kind of made it a little bit more of a challenge for me to kind of get through it. But I wanted to bring some books to your attention that you might be able to add to your list. Some I will be reading now, and some I'll be reading in the future. And the first ones I wanted to start off with are books that I have on my shelf, which are a lot, that I have not read that will fulfill a mystery. And the first one is Maisie Dobbs by Jacqueline Winspear. Now I have started basically, what I would do is I'll go to thrift shops and collect them. I love the covers of them. Isn't that funny, to collect something and you haven't read it yet, but I hear things, good things, so I feel okay. See, here's some more. They're really pretty. I've got several of them, so I'm pretty stocked. I don't know if they're all in right order. No, this is the first one, but and they're such good condition for used books. So this first one is it's in Maisie Dobbs, and it's in the 1920s during the war, and this is her first assignment. It's the open and shut case will reveal much deeper, darker mystery, forcing Maisie to revisit the horrors of the war and the ghosts she left behind. She's a daughter of a struggling greengrocer. When she was 13, she was sent to work as a maid for a wealthy family. And then, I guess, she becomes a female sleuth. And I love those type of things, so I'm looking forward to this. I have had it for a long time, and as you see, I have other ones, so that may be one that I'll actually read too. Another book that I collect, this is not the one, this is not the editions that I like. I have the editions, but the #1 Ladies Detective Agency by Alexander McCall Smith. The collections, the ones that I do are oh my God, my books are gonna fall over, and it's gonna be a hot mess because I don't edit. They're these. This is how they look. So this is the one that's based on it. They had an HBO series, but this is the one. These are I love this. I love them. So whenever I go to a used bookstore, I always peek to see what ones I can catch of these, because I would love to get the whole collection of this edition, not these TV branded ones. This is the first in the series. I don't know how many there are. I have 12, right? So there is a lot. And it's a story about this woman in Botswana who becomes, opens her very own detective agency, and it talks about her different cases and things like that, and it gives you a good little peek into the life in Botswana. I've never watched the HBO series because I wanted to read the book before I read it, and the series was on and off. So I think now if I want to see it, I have to probably check it out on Netflix or something, or maybe they sell the actual series. So this is one that you all have heard of, but it's on my shelf, and I go buy a book when I have it, right? This next one is just, the author is close to my heart. The name of this is The Widows of Malabar Hill. This is brand new, and it's by Sujata Masay. I have been reading her books since her very first book. I actually correspond with her via email, and I even got the luxury and the privilege to do a little editing on one of her books for her. She is amazing. She had another series that she did before, a mystery series set in Japan. That was just, I fell for it. I loved it because it gave you a lot of glimpses of the Japanese culture, but it also gave you this, cool storyline, and the characters that carried through each of the different books was really nice too. So this is her latest book. This one is set in the 1920s in Bombay, and it's about a woman who is she works for her father's law firm, and she is come across a case of these widows, and they have given up their husband has passed, and they've given up the rights to all of their money. And she's kind of curious of what's going on. And somehow I think she ends up getting into trouble trying to do this. So I'm looking forward to this. I pre-ordered it. I pre-order all of her books because, she's just that for me. So that's a really good one. And this also will fulfill my other challenge of reading the world. So this will cover Bombay and a mystery. So I get a double. I get 2 for 1. So as you can see, I have started it. So this one is in the works. Some other books that I have, this is a super good one. I read these a long time ago, and it's called Blanche Among the Talented 10th, and it is written by Barbara Neely, who no longer writes. I don't know why she doesn't. I would like to ask her. They were really great. It's a woman who is a domestic, and she ends up solving mysteries, and it's very lovely. There's a couple of different ones. I think she's written 3 or 4 books, but that's it. I don't know why she doesn't write anymore, but I love them. If you get a hands on one of these, it's really great. I love that. And that one I've already read, but it's one on my bookshelf. And then this one I had started a while ago, and then I stopped. But I thought I'd show it in case somebody else needs a recommendation. This is called The Unexpected Inheritance of Inspector Chopra by Wasim Khan. And this one is the first in the case of a drowned boy whose suspicious death no one seems to want solved. And the second is a baby elephant. As he searches for clues, he takes him across the teeming city of Mumbai, from its grand high-rises to its sprawling slums, and deep into a murky underworld. Chopra begins to suspect that there may be a great deal more to both his last case and his new ward than he thought, because I think he's getting ready to retire, and this case comes across his desk, and he can't let it go. He needs to solve it, So that one. This one everybody has heard of. A lot of people have heard of. I should say everybody is in the Woods. I haven't read it. I got it used. I have the other ones, and this is I think a trilogy. And it is set in Dublin, and it was all over the place. And it's a funny thing is I like mysteries. I don't like too much graphic stuff, so I feel there might be some of that in here, but I think everybody said it's such a great book that I think I'll be able to see past that. So this is one that's a possibility that people could read, is In the Woods by Tara French. And then this one I got a long time ago, really, really long time ago, like over 2 years ago. And I just thought the cover was really fantastic. Look at that. This is called When She Woke by Hilary Jordan. And it says, I am red now. It was her first thought of the day, every day, surfacing after a few seconds of fogged, blessed ignorance, and sweeping through her like a wave, breaking in her breast with a soundless roar. Hard on its heel came the second wave, crashing into the wreckage left by the first. He's gone. I think that it's something to do with if you commit a crime in this book, in this time or whatever, your skin, I don't know if they change it, but their skin, yes, it's all genetically altered to match their crime. So red is for murder, I believe. And her skin is red, and she wakes up and she's red, and I don't know if she doesn't know what she's done or whatever. It sounds so good. To me, it still sounds good. It sounds interesting. Like, could you imagine? Could you imagine that? Like, if people committed a crime, and then you can just visually see them quickly. Oh, that's a murder. That one's a theft. That's horrible. So, since horrible it is, I'm really curious about this book. So this is one that I've had. That is a good possible option. So these are options, guys, okay? Okay, so these are on my shelf. Now, I also went and took a liberty to go look up and see if I could find some more. Because of the Blanche book that I told you about, I was like, there's got to be more African-American mystery writers. So I went and I Googled, because that's what we do, and I found this one. Nora Deloche is the name of the author, And the name of this is Mama Solves a Mystery. Come on, even the title. Come on, the title says you gotta read it. Mama Solves a Mystery, okay? And it's two Southern Black women, mother and daughter, team up in a delightful, suspenseful whodunit filled with surprising twists and turns. This was written, oh, this is old. I got this used. I went on Thrift Books and purchased it. Well, not that old. The copyright for this is 1994, but I don't know when it was first published. But I was so excited that I ended up buying another one by her too, called Mama Traps a Killer. And so here's a new author to me, like, you know, and just by going online to find some of these authors, and then just look for the books. So these I definitely look at hello, they're so small, they're doable. Another person I found was Frankie Y. Bailey. Has anybody heard of this person? No, I have not. And this is her. I believe this is a picture of her. And this one's called Death's Favorite Child, a Silver Dagger Mystery. And look at, I like the size of this, okay? It's kind of interesting. It looks kind of like a textbook inside a little bit, how it's written, but I like this size. This is nice. This one is an African-American, 38, a crime historian. Lizzie Stewart has spent most of her life in Drusilla, Kentucky. I could be spelling it wrong. When her grandmother dies, Lizzie decides it's time for a vacation. She joins her best friend Tess, a travel writer, for a week in Cornwall, England, and the resort town of St. Regis. Lizzie finds her vacation anything but restful when she becomes an eyewitness to murder and the probable next victim. It just sounds good. And I've never heard of this author. And she's written a couple of other books, too. Oh, yeah. So I am looking forward to reading this one. So here I got two new authors, and they're Black women. So I'm excited. Yes, Black women. So there you have it. These are possible options. I'm not saying what I'm definitely reading, but I know I started this one, so there's a very good likelihood that I will be able to discuss this with you at the end. And just, you know, let me know if anything, you guys, what you're reading, any suggestions, any other Black authors and mystery would be suggested, would be welcome. And just mysteries in general. I've always loved mysteries since I was a kid, so I'm really looking forward to this month of just kind of sinking my teeth. And I never solve a case. I always read it and I'm like, I'll tell my husband, oh, I got it. I totally got it. Why? I even need to read the rest of the book. And I get to the end and I'm so wrong. So I guess I'm not really a sleuth. I think I am, but I'm not. But I enjoy watching other people be sleuths. So I hope you guys have a great day. I am still recovering. I can't quite get my energy the way I want it to be from the flu. You know, in my mind, I feel like I should be better, but then when I go to try to do something, then I'm really weak afterwards. So I am taking it easy, lots of water, lots of tea, and rest. And of course, books. Books make me feel so happy. Anyway, I hope you guys are all doing well. This is my lovely plant. It comes back every year. It's growing out of the plant, out of the pot, but I thought I would share it. Isn't it beautiful? Want to see it closer? Oh my God. They call these little lady orchids. And I'll bring it really close. That is stunning. I got it at Trader Joe's a couple years ago, and it's so cute. This one reblooms a lot more than my bigger one. My bigger one is usually once a year, although I've been told you can cut it, and I don't know. I'm scared to cut it because it's beautiful. So I hope you guys have a blessed day, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.